ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। साक्षात्कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। वागर्थाविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्थप्रतिपत्तये जगतः पितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायम् अधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः तृतीयः पादः अनभिहिते।
अथ द्वितीयोऽध्यायः तृतीयपादः अनभिहिते।
कर्मणि द्वितीया उभः कार्यादिगुपर्यादिषु त्रिषु द्वितीयां रेडितान्तेषु ततोऽन्यत्रापि दृश्यते।
कार्यादिषु द्वितीयां रेडितान्तेषु ततोऽन्यत्रापि दृश्यते।
अभितः परितः समया निकषाः प्रतियोगेषु
अभितः परितः समयानिकषाः प्रतियोगेषु
तृतीया च होश्छन्दसि
तृतीया च होश्छन्दसि
अन्तरान्तरेण युक्ते कालाध्वनोरत्यन्तसंयोगे अपवर्गे तृतीया सप्तमी पंचम्यौ कारकमध्ये कर्म प्रवचनीय युक्ते द्वितीया यस्मादधिकं यस्य च ईश्वरवचनं तत्र सप्तमी पंचम्यपां पदिभिः प्रतिनिधि प्रतिदाने च यस्मात् यत्यर्थकर्मणि द्वितीया चतुर्थ्यौ चेष्टायामनध्वनि चतुर्थी संप्रदाने तादर्थे चतुर्थी वाच्या हितयोगे च क्रियार्थोपपदस्य च कर्मणि स्थानिनः
क्रियार्थोपपदस्य कर्मणि
स्थानिनः
समर्था च भाववचनाच्
सुमूर्ता च भाववचनात्
नमस्वस्ति स्वाहा स्वधा लम्बशद्योगाच्
नमस्ते स्वाहादालं वशद्योगाच्च
मन्यकर्मण्यनादरे विभाषा प्राणिषु
मन्यकर्मण्यनादरे विभाषा प्राणिषु
कर्तृकरणयोस्तृतीया
कर्तृकर्णयोस्तृतीया
प्रकृत्यादिभ्यः उपसङ्ख्यानम्
प्रकृत्यादिभ्यः उपसंख्यानम्
सह युक्ते अप्रधाने
सह युक्ते अप्रधाने
येनाङ्गविकारः
येनाङ्गविकारः
इत्थं भूतलक्षणे
इत्थं भूतलक्षणे
संयोन्यतरस्यां कर्मणि
संयोन्यतरस्यां कर्मणि
हेतौ
हेतौ
अकर्तर्युर्णे पञ्चमी
अकर्तव्ये पञ्चमी
विभाषा गुणे स्त्रियां
विभाषागुणे स्त्रियां
षष्ठी हेतुप्रयोगे
षष्ठी हेतुप्रयोगे
सर्वनाम्नस्तृतीया च
सर्वनाम्नस्तृतीया च
निमित्तपर्यायप्रयोगे सर्वासां प्रायदर्शनम्
निमित्तपर्यायप्रयोगे सर्वासां प्रायदर्शनम्
अपादाने पञ्चमी
अपादाने पञ्चमी
अन्यादादितरर्थे दिक्शब्दांशोत्तरपदाजाहियुक्ते
अन्यारादितरते उत्तरपदाजायुक्ते
षष्ट्यतसर्तप्रत्ययेन
षष्ट्यतसर्तप्रत्ययेन
एणपा द्वितीया
येनपाद्वितीया
पृथक् विनानादिस्तृतीयान्यतरस्याम्
पृथक्विज्ञानानाभिस्तृतीयान्यतरस्याम्
करणे च स्तोकाल्पकृच्छ्रकतिपयस्या सत्त्ववचनस्य
करणे च स्तोकाल्पकृच्छ्रकतिपयस्या सत्त्ववचनस्य
दूरान्तिकार्तैः षष्ट्यन्यतरस्याम्
दूरान्तिकार्तेष्वन्यतरस्याम्
दूरान्तिकार्थेभ्यो द्वितीया च
दूरान्तिकार्तेभ्यो द्वितीया च
सप्तम्यधिकरणे च
सप्तम्यधिकरणे च
यस्य च भावेन भावलक्षणम्
यस्य च भावेन भावलक्षणम्
षष्ठी चानादरे
षष्ठी चानादरे
स्वामीश्वराधिपतिदायाददा साक्षि प्रतिभूपसूतैश्च
स्वामीश्वराधिपतिदायादसाक्षिप्रतिभूतैश्च
आयुक्तकुशलाभ्यां च सेवायाम्
आयुक्तकुशलाभ्यां च सेवायाम्
यतश्च निर्धारणम्
यतश्च निर्धारणम्
पञ्चमी विभक्ते
पञ्चमी विभक्ते
साधुनिपुणाभ्यामर्चायां सप्तम्यप्रतेः
साधुनिपुणाभ्याम् सप्तम्यप्रतेः
प्रसिद्धोत्सुकाभ्यां तृतीया च
प्रसिद्धोत्सुकाभ्यां तृतीया च
नक्षत्रे च लुपि
नक्षत्रे च लुपि
प्रातिपदिकार्थलिङ्गपरिमाणवचने वचनमात्रे प्रथमा
प्रातिपदिकार्थलिङ्गपरिमाणवचनमात्रे प्रथमा
सम्बोधने च
सम्बोधने च
सामन्त्रितम्
सामन्त्रितम्
एकवचनं सम्बुद्धिः
एकवचनं सम्बुद्धिः
षष्ठीशेषे
षष्ठीशेषे
षष्ठीशेषे after that षष्ठी will read later. Last sutram we are revising was Sahayukte apradhane. Right? Sahayukte apradhane sahartena yukte apradhane tritiya bhavati. Next one is Yena anga vikaraha. Sahayukte apradhane. Here also we saw saha in this. Vibhakti valladi. Sahayukte apradhane. We will read this. Saha iti shabdaha yatra bhavati tatra tritiya vibhakti bhavati. So padantarat, by that upapada vibhakti. Padantarat ganita padat or artha vishesha. So saha iti shabdaha yatra bhavati. Yatra bhavati or yatra avagamyate. Yatra tritiya. Atu kevalam saha shabdaha. Saharte ye shabdaha vartante. Saha sarkam sardam ityadaya. Yatra bhavati tatra tritiya. Yena tritiya. Upapada vibhakti. Pita putrena saha nagaram gacchati. Pita pradhanakarta. Pradhanakartuhu pratama. Pratipadikata linga parimana vachana matre pratama iti. Apradhanakarta tritiya. Apradhanakartuhu ka vibhakti bhavati karmani prayoge.
प्रथमा विभक्ति
No, apradhanakartuhu. Natu pradhanakartuhu. Apradhanakartuhu karmani prayoge ka vibhakti. Take the same sentence. Pita putrena saha nagaram gacchati. Karmani would be karmani prayoga. Karmani vakyam.
गम्यते विलगम
Gamyate. Nagaram gamyate. Nagaram napumsakalinga. Nagaram gamyate. Kena.
पुत्रेण
Putrena saha. Pitra putrena saha nagaram gamyate. Kim abhavatu putrena saha. Putrena saha eva vartate. Kimapi parivatam na bhavati. Kimatam apradhanatvat. Pradhanakartuhu pita eva pitra iti kartakarnyo tritiya pitra. Putrena saha eva bhavati. Karma pratama. Pratipadikata linga parimana vachana matre pratama. Nagaram napumsakalinga. Nagaram gamyate. Kena pitra. Kena saha putrena saha. Tatra api kena saha. With whom? Putrena saha only. Apradhanakarta will not change. This upapada vibhakti. Upapada vibhakti will it change in karmani prayaha? Gramam paritaha vrikshaha santi. Karmani prayaha vrikshaha rohanti. What will happen to gramam paritaha? Does it become gramaha paritaha? No. No change. Vrikshaihi rogyante gramam paritaha or gramam paritaha only. That will not change. Okay. Lakshmanaha Ramaha Vanam. Lakshmanaha Ramena Saha Vanam Gamdadu Gatavan. Similarly, simple exercise is always. Try. Yes, commercially you do.
Ravihi mitrena saha nagaram gatavan.
Karmani would be
नगरं गम्यते रविना
रविना
मित्रेण सह नगरं गम्यते
नगरं गम्यते रविना मित्रेण सह नगरं गम्यते नगरम् अगम्यत नगरं गतः गतं क्षम्यता नगरं गतं you want you can लङ् लकार निष्ठा etc. नेक्स्ट वन गोपालः शिवः सम्भाषणं वदति
गोपालेन सह शिवः सम्भाषणं कृतवान्
अदर वे I think गोपालः शिवेन सह फर्स्ट वन इज प्रधानकर्ता
ओके गोपालः शिवेन सह सम्भाषणं कृतवान् कर्मणि प्रयोग करेक्ट न जी कर्मणि प्रयोगे गोपालेन शिवेन सह सम्भाषणं कृतम्
कृतवान् yes simple next one नमाजि
गोविन्दः भवत्या सह चर्चां कृतवान् गोविन्देन भवत्या सह चर्चा क्रियते
कृता
or
because you said कृतवान् अक्रियत past tense अक्रियत you have to say or कृता क्रियते becomes प्रथमा I mean present tense करोति सुशीला माता पुत्री बंधु गृहम्
माता पुत्री
नदीशब्दवत् पुत्र्या नद्या सह पुत्र्या सह
कलहं कृतवती
गुड
बन्धुगृहं
not kalaham you are connecting with the other one that's gatavati okay बन्धुगृहं fourth one बन्धुगृहं माता goes
माता पुत्र्या सह बन्धुगृहं गतवती मात्रा पुत्र्या सह बन्धुगृहं गतं
गृहम् is नपुंसकलिङ्ग गतं
माता पुत्री बन्धुगृहं
no that is done next one
then सह भगिनी कलह सह भगिन्या सह कलहः कृतवान्
कलहं कृतवान् कलह is कर्म
कलहं कृतवान् then तेन भगिन्या सह कलहं कृतवान्
कलहः
कलहः कृतः
कलहः कृतः कः भवान् आगतवान्
I have कः भवान् आगतवान् so कः भवता सह आगतवान् केन भवता सह आगतम्
केन yes केन भवता सह
आगतम्
because karma not there so केन भवता सह आगतम् नपुंसकलिङ्ग yeah next one
राजा सैनिकैः सह युद्धार्थम् आगतवान् for the purpose of Yuddha he came Raja so राजा राज्ञा सैनिकैः सह युद्धार्थम् आगतम्
राज्ञा सैनिकैः सिद्धार्थम् आगतम्. क्रियापदम् is not given anything. You can use as well, like gatam is the gatavan, kritavan. Next one.
नीता सखीभिः सह प्रवासार्थं गतवती. गीतया सखीभिः सह प्रवासार्थं गतम्.
Gatam.
गतम्.
Gatam. Because karma not there.
Karma is not.
Prasavartam is, sorry, not pravasartam.
प्रवासार्थं.
Yatra, vasa, yatra, pravasa. Next one. Sushila.
वैद्यः अस्वस्थ्याः सः
No. Aswastha is pullinga.
अस्वस्थेन सह सम्भाषणं कृतवान्.
Aswastha. What is aswastha? Is the name of the person.
No, the people
Not
who are
Ashwastha.
not feeling well.
So he's sick.
Patient.
Patient. So aswastha referring to the patient. Yes.
अस्वस्थाः सः.
So taihi saha. Aswastaihi
सह. Okay. अस्वस्थैः सह सम्भाषणं कृतवान्.
Aswastha also is okay. Strilinga also possible. That is also aswastha bhi also you can say, provided all are feminine. So that is also possible. Okay.
वैद्येन अस्वस्थैः सह सम्भाषणं कृतं.
Sambhashanam. Yeah. Next one. Ganesh.
काः भवत्यः आगच्छन्ति काः भवतीभिः सह आगच्छन्ति भवतीभिः
Yes.
कया
काभिः
Kabihi. Kabihi.
So काभिः भवतीभिः
Saha.
अगच्छम्
Agatam.
आगतम्.
Okay, here it is latlakara agachanti. So you can say agamyate. Kabihi bhavatibihi saha
भवतीभिः आगच्छन्ति.
agamyate.
Sorry, आगम्यते.
Agamyate. It's not the kridanta, latlakara is given. So agamyate. Vina, you'll see Vina. Vina comes later. Vina nana tritiya anyatarasya. Tritiya is anyatarasya. If tritiya, in place of tritiya, other vibhakti also can be used. What are those?
Vidya, Panchami.
Panchami, yes. Vidya, Panchami, Tritiya. Can be also be used. Just now we start chanting Nana, Pratak, Nana, Vina, Nana, Vihi, Tritiya, Nitarasya, Yenapa, Dvitiya coming as Anuvrati. Padane, Panchami also coming as Anuvrati. You can use. That you will see. Now, the next in the Karkam book, Upapada Tritiya, Sahayuktiya Pradhane, Sahartayuktiya Pradhane Tritiyasya, Sahartane iti Katra, Sakam Sardam Sam iti Pariyanam Yogi api Tritiya. see the vritti sahartena, Udantakaumadhi vritti sahartena. The word sahartena you see. Not only saha, paryaya shabdanam yogi api. Like sakam sardam samam. Balaha mitrena saha agacchati. Tahena yuktam mitram. Atah tritiya vibhakti. Balaha api karta, mitram api karta. Balaha pradhanam, mitram apradhanam. Apradhana karta. Apradhana yukte, tahayukte apradhane. Mitrasya apradhanyam katam ittam nirupaniya. How to establish that mitra is apradhanam? The example, Balaha mitrena saha agacchati. Kaha agacchati? Balaha agacchati. Kena saha? Mitrena saha. Atra mitrasyapi agavanam avati iti pratiyate. Natu shabda maryadaya uchyate. Evancha balasya agavanam shabda maryadaya agacchati iti padena uchyate. Mitrasya agavanam tataha pratiyate. Mitrasya agavanam by shabda, it is not told, but it, whereas balasya agavanam pradhana kartuha agavanam shabda maryadaya uchyate. The maryadaya means by shabda, by the kriya padam it is uchyate. What about mitra? That is not uchyate. It is connected to the pradhana karta, therefore a is also coming, is understood. Direct, not directly, indirectly. That is apradhanam. Etavan matrena mitrasya apradhanam. Idam nyayam. Sakadi shabdena vina tadartha avagame api. Even saka, etc. the words are not there. But in that meaning is that, then also tritiya. Adhyapaka shishyena agacchati. What tritiya is that? If it karana tritiya, there are so many tritiyas. Karana tritiya, itam bhote, lakshana tritiya, eto tritiya, prakrityadibhyah vasankyam, that is also tritiya. Yenanga vikaraha tritiya. What tritiya is here? Is it karana?
Sahayuktena only.
Saha.
Shishir
So yeah,
saha.
such thing will come. Suppose you say, mokshaha karmana saha labhyate. Then what is mokshaha? Moksha karmana labhyate means, as Vedantin, how to understand that? Moksha karmana is, so karma becomes karanam, right?
Yeah.
Karanam means that is only karanam. No. Moksha jnane neva labhyate, that is the sakshat karanam. Karmana saha, when you say, then along with jnanam karma also, then jnana karma samuchaya, that is also will not work. So it is paramparaya karanam. Karmana saha, along with karma, moksha. Labhyate means moksha, not directly moksha, mokshaya, that yogyata labhyate. That is how we have to take. Yeah. So it's important. What tritiya is that? This example is simple, but in the Vedanta context, when saha is not that, then you have to supply saha. Sometimes required to supply saha because the vision in mind, we interpret the vakya. Yeah. What is that?
Etau tritiya.
Yeah, etau tritiya. Yes. Karma is hetu. Again, there also. Suppose etau tritiya. It is a paramparaya hetu bhavati. That we supply, of course. Yes. Etau tritiya. So here it is not hetu. Agachati is again context. Shishya could be a karanam also. Possible in the context. But generally, saha tritiya. So without saha also it is saha iti padasya avave api. Yada tadartaha avagamyate vakye tatrapi tritiya, saha tritiya eva. Vriddhaha yuna tal lakshanas च देवः विशेषः इति सूत्र निर्देशः प्रमाणं. The sutra is there. वृद्धः यूना तल्लक्षणश्च देव विशेषः. Here यूना what vibhakti? Tatiya. The sutra is it pramanam for that. Even in the absence of saha. What sutra is the sutra is I think it must be in the Tadita section. No, in the first chapter, sorry. First chapter itself is 1 to 30, 1 to 65. 1 to 65 the sutra it is. So that is the pramanam. Vriddaha yunasaha. The lakshanascha deva visheshaha. Anyway, so that is example. Pramana udaharanam. Vriddaha yunasaha iti vaktavye kevalam vriddho yuna iti prayogah panina eva krutaha. So without saha also can be used. Vidyaya jnanam vardate. This is hetu tartiya. Hetu comes next. We'll see. The next sutra here, after Sahitya Pradhane, Yenanga Vikaraha. Yena Anga Vikaraha. Yenanga Vikaraha. Let us see the website. Yenanga Vikaraha. We will read from there. Sutra number 2420. 23. Yenanga Vikaraha. Yena Anga Vikaraha. Angasya Vikaraha. Anga Vikaraha. Shashti Purusha. Stamasa. Anga Vikaraha. Vikaraha Vikritaha. Yena Angena Vikritaha. Vikaraha is Lakshyate. Luchyate. Anga Shabdaha Atra Anga Samudhaye Sharire Vartate. Anga will be there in the Angi. Shariram is the Angi. Angas are the parts. So Anga Shabdena Atra Anga Samudhaye Sharire Vartate. Yena iti tad avayavaha. Yena referring to the avayava of the Shariram, therefore hands, legs, arms, eyes, etc. Avayah etutena nirdishyate. Yena angena vikrutena. Vikrutena anginaha. Anginaha is, what is anginaha? Yena angena vikrutaha anginaha. Vikaraha lakshyate. What is anginaha? Angam.
षष्ठी विभक्ति आप
Of
अंगी
angin.
अंगिन ओके
Angam asya asti. Angam asya asti iti. Angin. Angi, angino, anginaha. Yena angena, by which part? That is Vikruta. Vikruta is defective or that which is different. Vikruta. Some Vikruta is defective actually. In this context, defective. By that, Anginaha Vikaraha. Vikara, the defects of the defective person is Lakshyate, Vichyate. Tatra Tritiya Vibhakti Bhavati Yata Akshna Kanaha. Akshna padena kanjaha panina kuntaha iti. The anga is defective. By that defect of the shariram, by that is referring to the person. So therefore, yena anga vikaraha. The anga is defective. By which what we say, the whole body, the person is said to be defective. Akshna kanaha is blind. Is blind, who is blind? Blind is with respect to a particular organ, eye only is blind. But other organs are functioning. But the person himself is said to be blind. Because of the defect in the anga, it is the person itself is said to be defective. The person's body itself is said to be vikritihi, defective. That's what sutra is. So, yena angavikaaraha. This example we have seen. There's the table. Let's put the table. Yena angavikaaraha. Now we'll see some examples. Yena angavikaaraha. Akshna kanaha. Padena kanjaha. Yena angena vikritena anginaha vikaraha lakshyate. Stashika. Tataha tritiya syat. Anginaha vikritihi. Vikriti of the anginaha, the one who has the anga. Vikritena angena yada lakshita bhavati. Tata vikritat angat. By vikrita anga, that which is denoted, then that vikrita anga will take tritiya vakti. Akshna kanaha. Atra vikritam is angam. Vikrita angam is akshi. तादृशेन अक्ष्ण अंगिनः देवदत्तस्य कानत्वम् आन्यं लक्ष्यते. Therefore we say अक्ष्ण कानः देवदत्तः. Devadatta itself is blind. The whole sharir and the body is said to be defective, and the person who has is Devadattasya kasya Devadattasya. Devadattah is अक्ष्ण कानः. अतः विकृत अंगात तृतीया विभक्तिः भवति. विकृत अंगात अक्ष्णः तृतीया. पादेन कञ्जः. विकृतम् अंगं पादम्. तादृशेन पादेन अंगिनः यज्ञदत्तस्य कञ्जत्वं लक्ष्यते. The status of being kanjah, lameness of Yajnadatta is indicated. Padena kanjah Yajnadattah. Vikrita angat pada tritiya. Then don't think anything further is said here. Siddhanta Kaumudi, same example. Yena angena vikritena anginaha vikaraha lakshate. Tataha tritiya syat. Okay. Yena angavikaraha. Yena angavikaraha. Yena angavikaraha. Yena angena vikaraha vikritaha lakshate. Yena angena, and that anga is of the angi. Therefore, vikritena anginaha vikaraha lakshyate. Yena angena vikaraha lakshyate. The vikara of whom? That what the commentator says. Vikara of the angin, the one who has the anga. So, yena angena, kidrisha anga vikritena. Yena vikritena angena anginaha vikaraha lakshyate. Then that is Yenanga Vikaraha by that Tritiya. Then remember the vritti, how to write the vritti. Yena Vikritena Angena Anginaha Vikaraha is denoted Lakshyate. Then Ittam Bhuta Lakshane. So Ittam Bhute Tritiya. What is Ittam Bhute Tritiya? Ittam Bhute. Stock example is Jatabihi Tapasaha is a stock example. Jatabihi Tapasaha is ascetic. Is characterized by what? By his jata. So jata is where we assume the person must be ascetic. Like we assume when dadi is that the person must be jnani. Swamiji says the length of the beard doesn't measure its depth of jnana. It's not like that anyway. So that is Vittam Bhute Lakshane. So jata is Jatabihi Tapasaha. So it is Lakshana, it is a sign, it is a mark. So that is by that something is indicated. Jatabihi. Jatabihi Tapasa is a stock example. And there are many examples in the Upanishad Gita we will see. Kanchit prakaram praptaha ittam bhutaha. Tasya lakshanam ittam bhuta lakshanam. Tataha tritiya vibhaktihi bhavati. Kanchit prakaram praptasya praptaha ittam bhutaha. So, Kanchit Prakaram Praptaha Itambhutah. Itambhutah like this. Somehow, Kanchit Prakaram, it has become like this. Tasya Lakshanam. Tasya Lakshanam, Tasya Lakshanam to indicate that. The indication of that is called Itambhuta Lakshanam. That is meaning Kanchit Prakaram Praptaha Itambhutaha. Tasya Lakshanam, indication of that is Itambhuta Lakshana. Itambhuta Lakshana, what is Itambhuta Lakshana? Must we know. Kanchit Prakaram by some way, some method, some way, by something. Itambhutaha, like this, it is Praptaha. Tasya Lakshanam, the indicator of that, indicate Tasya Lakshanam is Itambhuta Lakshanam. Tasya Lakshanam, Tasya sign, Tasya representation, mark, that is called Itambhuta Lakshanam. An attribute or mark, it is indicated by the existence of a particular state or condition. Ittam, Kanchit Prakaram, Ittam, Kanchit Prakaram, Praptasya Lakshanam. Lakshanam, the state is Kanchit Prakaram, it is Praptaha. It is Praptaha or it is Asti. It is there. Then Tasya Lakshanam. Tasya Lakshanam is Itambhuta Lakshanam. Example, Jatabihi Tapasaha. So Jatabihi is the Lakshanam. Jatabihi is the Lakshanam. Kanchit Prakaram, Praptaha Lakshanam. Tasya Lakshanam, Itambhuta Lakshanam. The Tapasaha is characterized by the Lakshana, by the sign, which is Praptaha by the Tapasaha. So Jatabihi Tapasaha, Tritiya. Bhavan Api Bhavan Kamandaluna Chatram Adrakshi. Kamandaluna, the Chatra is having Kamandalu. Kamandalu has got Chatra. Kamandalu, the Chatram has got Kamandalu. Sorry. Chatram has got Kamandalu. By that, the person is indicated or known to be an indication. That's a not by that we infer knowledge we gain. That person must be a student. The student might be a rishi, but here is a student. Your Honor might see the student by the fact of is having a Kamandalu. The Kamandaluna Chatra Adrakshi. Adrakshi Tulung Lakara. Similarly, Chatrena Upadhyayam. Chatrena Itambhote Tritiya. How do we know it is Chatrena Tritiya? Because he is Upadhyaya. Chatrena Upadhyaya. Shikaya Parivrājakam. Shika is therefore he must be a Parivrājaka. Shika is the indicator. So Lakshanam. Tena Lakshyate. Parivrājaka is Lakshyate. So Lakshanam and Lakshan. What is Lakshya? Both will be there. Lakshanena Yata Lakshyate. So Yata Lakshyate. In order to show that, indicate that there is Lakshanam is used. And that Lakshanam will be in Tritiya. That is called Itambhote Tritiya. The Lakshanam is Lakshya is indicated by a Lakshana. Here Lakshya is could be anything. Could be a person or it could be a thing like Jnana Yoga and Sankhya. Of course, there it is person. So here the Lakshya is a person and that is indicated by the Lakshanam. Tapasa is the Lakshya. Jatabihi is the Lakshanam. You can say the other way. Yena Lakshyaha Lakshyate. That is Itambhote Lakshanam. Siddhanta Kaumadi. Kanchit Prakaram Praptasya Lakshane Tritiya Syat. Let us see the here. Ittam bhute tritiya. Not here. Let's put any example. It's not given. Let us see in the Vibhakti Valari. I don't think Vibhakti Valari also would have given any examples for this. Because this you don't see it frequently. These are all very special. A famous example is Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yogina. That is Ittam Bhute Tritiya. Generally, you will see the translation in the form of. Okay. Right, it is not there. They don't give. If I can get some example, I'll let you know that Ittam Bhute Tritiya. Other those Vedanta examples. Okay, the next one. Next one, Sanyaha Sanyon Nitarasyam Karmani. This also we saw. Sanyon Nitarasyam Karmani is Sampurvaka Nyadatu. Sampurvaka Nyadatu. Sam plus Nyas, not Sanya. Sam plus Nya means to recognize. So Karmani, the karma, the object, grammatical karma of some plus Nya, that will take Tritiya optionally. And we have stock example. This also you will not see examples in Vibhakti Valari. Vibhakti Valari only basic Upada Vibhaktis are given. So let us see the website. Some plus Nya is recognized. That is the meaning. The karma of that can take optionally Tritiya. In the absence of Tritiya, then karma will take what Vibhakti? Karma will take Ditiya. Right? Anabhigite karmani Ditiya. So therefore, Nitarasyam, it karma of some plus Nyadatu will take optionally Tritiya by the sutra, otherwise karma. By the sutra, karmani Ditiya. Sampurvasya janatehe. Janatehe, what is janatehe? It is Dhatu Nirudesha. Nya plus Stip Prataya. Janati, the Pratipadika. Janatehe karmani. That is object of the Nyadatu preceded by some upasarga. Some upasargika Nyadatuho yet karma. Tat karma Dvitiyayam praptayam by karmani Dvitiya. But here Anyatarasyam vikalpena Tritiya bhavati. Yata Pitra Sanjanite. He recognizes Saha Pitra Sanjanite or Saha Pitaram Sanjanite. Possible. He recognizes his father. Is the meaning. Saha, he knows. Saha Pitram Sanjanite knows his father. Saha Pitra Sanjanite is also the same meaning only. Saha Pitra Sanjanite. Sometimes this is maybe missing. Pitra Sanjanite. He is known by his father. No, he knows his father only. That is the meaning. Saha Pitra Pitram Sanjanite. You know, Sanjanite Kriya Padam referring, indicating Saha. Saha Putraha. Therefore, object is Pitaram. Karmani Dvitiya, Anabhigite, no problem. But Saha Pitra Sanjanite, by father Sanjanite, again Sanjanite, it is not Karmani Prayo, Kartari. Saha Sanjanite, he recognizes, translation will be recognizes the father only. That is how translation is. Cannot change it. Not he is recognized by his father. Right? So this is must be there in our table. What's the number?
46.
46. What's translation given?
He lives in harmony with
Recognizes.
his father.
Some plus.
Recognizes
Okay.
or knows.
Lives in harmony with his father. Okay. Recognizes, knows. governs instrumental case optionally. This not important. Therefore, the Vibhakti Valari will not see example for that. Next one is important. So the Sanya means don't confuse with Sanya. It's not a Sanya, it is Sampurvaka Nyadat. Yaha. Then Hetu. Hetu Tritiya. Hetu Arte Tritiya Syat. Hetu Artha, Hetu and Karna we have seen. What is Hetu and Karna? Definition, remember. Nirvyaparatvam, Savyaparatvam, Dravyadi, Dravyadi, Dravyadi Kriya Janakatve, that which produces. Dravyadi Kriya Janakatve, Dravyapara Savyapara Vritti, Tatu, Etatvam, Dravya Kriya Guna Janakatve, whereas Karna is Kriya Janakatve, Sati, Savyapara Vritti, Vrittivat, Savyapara Vritti. That is Karanatvam. The difference we saw. And another definition for Hetu, Phala Sadhana Yogya Padarthaha Hetu Bhavati. You remember this, which we discussed. Dravya Guna Kriya Janakatvam. Janakatvam is the status of being the producer of a Kriya, a Guna, and Dravya. Dravya Guna Kriya Janakatve. Sati Nirvyapara Savyapara Vritti. Vyapara is there, a Vyapara, not the physical Vyapara. That's Etatvam. Dravya and Guna Kriya as the status of producing. Okay. They produce. Janakatvam is producer. Janakatvam, Janaka is producer. Janakatvam, the status of being the producer. So Dravya Guna Kriya Yaha Janakatvam Asti Chet. Asati, that's right, Sati. Then Dravya Guna Kriya, they produce. But the Vyapara is Nirvyapara, Savyapara. Whether that is physical cheshta, physical action, or Nirvyapara. Then that will be Hetu. That will enjoy the status of being Hetu. Yata Dandena Gataha. Now Dandena Gataha is Dravya. Sorry, here, Dravya Guna Kriyayaha Janakatvam. Dravya se Janakatvam, Guna se Janakatvam, Kriyayaha Janakatvam. Producer of an action or Guna or Dravya. Okay, that is so Shashti Tatpurusha. So Dravya Guna Kriya, they are produced. Dravya Guna Kriyayaha Janakatvam, Dravya Guna Kriyanam Janakatvam, Dravya Guna Kriya Janakatvam. Dandena Gataha. Gataha is Dravya, which is produced. The status of being produced. So Dravya, which is Janakatvam, the status of that is Gataha is Dravya, which is produced. That Gatasya, Dravya se Gatasya, Kaha Janakaha. Dandaha, therefore, Dandaha is the Hetu one. Danda involves in the operation. It is Vyaparavan. Therefore, it is Dandaha Hetu. Whereas a counter, other example, where there is no Vyapara, this is for Vyapara. Nirvyapara, Gopena Raktaha Mukham. So here there is no physical cheshta. This is what we have to take. You may say Kopa is also an action, inner action, mental action. There is, of course, everything is action only. But here, Raktaha becomes, that is Guna. So Gunasya Janakatvam. Gunaha is produced. Who is a Janaka? Janaka is Kopaha, which is Guna. So Kopasya Janakatvam Asti. Kopasya Janakatvam Asti. And Vyapara is there or not? Is it Nirvyapara? The Savyaparavat or Nirvyaparavat? With the Dravya Guna Kriya Janakatve Sati Hetutvam Bhavati. The Kopaha, which is Nirvyapara Vrittivat, that will enjoy the Hetu. Whereas Karana is Kriya Janaka, Kriya Matra Janakatve. So it is the producer of only the Kriya. Banena Hanti. Banaha is, it involves Vyapara Vrittivat. So therefore, Anana Kriya, Banena Hanti is Ananam. Anana Kriyayaha, Janakaha is Banaha, and Banaha is Savyaparavan. Therefore, Banaha is Karanam. So therefore, you can see the difference between these two is one is Savyaparavan only, other one is Vyaparavan or Savyaparavan, both. And one more example we saw, Punyena, this Adihi Drishtaha. Punyena Harihi Drishtaha. It is Vyapara, Nirvyapara. You may say Vyapara, but Punya is earned. And that is not, that's not physical action. Punya he has earned, okay. But Punya he saw Hari. So Darshana Kriya Yaha, Janakaha Kaha Punyaha. Therefore, Punyaha is Nirvyaparavan. Even this Nirvyapara, therefore, Etuhu. Because we can say Punya is the Karanam, it's a means by which the Hari is seen. No. Here, Nirvyaparavan, therefore, Punyaha is Etuhu. Another example for Nirvyaparavan. Again, depends on the context. When these things, when Kriya Vyapara, when Kriya Janakatvam not there, then we can say it is Hetu. When Vyapara Vrittivat not there, then we can say Hetu. When both are there, then only we have to do the analysis, which one it is. Because for Karanatvam there is Kriya Janakatvam is there. And Vyapara Vatavritti. Whereas in Hetu, Dravya Guna Kriya is there, then Nirvyapara is. Nirvyapara is there, then Hetu. If Kriya is not there, then also it is Hetu. Other than that, then we have to think which one is that. So this is a bit challenging. We have seen some examples. So let us see what he says. Eto Tritiya. And Eto goes as Anuvritti. Panchami also can be Eto Tritiya. Vibhasha Gunya Striyam. Sutra comes later. This definition is good. Phala sadhana yogyaha padarthaha loke etuhu uchyate. What is the meaning? That yogya sadhanam, phala sadhane, yaha padarthaha yogyaha bhavati. In achieving the palam, the result. That padartha which is yogyaha, that is called etu. Dhanena kulam. Is it karanam? It is vyapara vrittivata or nirvyapara? No, vyapara. By kula, by dhanena kulam. A good example. Dhanena kulam. Similarly, kanyaya shokaha, vidyaya yashaha. By knowledge. By knowledge, yashaha is gained. Eto tritiya. All these are eto tritiya. Vidya is knowledge. Knowledge also should be earned, involves karma. Not like that. It's not like that. Vidya, the fame is gained. Vidyaya yashaha. Kanyaya shokaha. So it is eto tritiya. Okay. Then we have seen many examples, eto tritiya. What is the number in the table? We distinguished these two.
41.
41. Karana and Yetu. Adhyayena vasati. Certain things are very clear. We can, without doubt, we can say which is Karanam or Yetu. See, all these are subject to discussion, subject to debate. Depends on the context. Bhakta Vivaksha. Adhyayena vasati. So why Vasati? He lives for what? For what purpose? Not Chaturthi. Generally, what is the purpose of action? We say Chaturthi. Here it is not Chaturthi. Tritiya Bhakti. The Bhakta, the speaker, presents the purpose in Tritiya. Therefore, it is not Chaturthi. Then it is Tritiya Bhakti. Therefore, it is not Sampradana or any other Sampradana, Karaka will not fit in here. Then it is Tritiya. What Tritiya? What is the palam of what is the why does he stay? Not in the palam of Adhyana. Why does he stay? What is the result of staying? Result of staying is knowledge. Therefore, sadhanam is staying. The palam of that is Adhyayanam. Adhyayanam. Of course, Adhyayanam. Adhyayanam then only Jnana, right? So Adhyayanartham. Chaturthi will be Adhyayanartham. Adhyayanaya, we can say Adhyayanaya Vasati. Again, as I said, it is Vaktu Vivaksha. Because you can say Adhyayanaya Vasati, nothing wrong. He stays there for the purpose of study. But Adhyayana Vasati, if it is there, then the Sukshma Vishaya is there. The purpose of the cause of the staying is indicated. Cause of the staying is indicated. So Adhyayana Vasati is then the result of staying. The staying is intended to gain the result, Palam Adhyayana. For Pala Sadhana Yogyaha Padarthaha Etuha Bhavati. Therefore, it is Etu. Palam iti iha Etuha Bhavati. What is a Palam? Adhyayanam is a Palam. So Adhyayana Palam is the Etu. Therefore, Pala Sadhana Yogyaha Yaha Padarthaha is Etuhu. Therefore, Adhyayana Vasati. Punyena Harihi Drishtaha. Punyena Punya Karmana. So, Dravya Guna Kriya. Dravya Guna Kriya. But we say it is not the Karana. It is, even though Kriya is there, it is not a Karana. It is a Hetu. Because Punyaha is Vyaparavan and Nirvyaparavan. Harihi Drishtaha. So Harihi, the Kriya which is produced, that is Darshanam, Drishtaha, Darshanam, seeing. So Darshana Kriyayaha Janakaha, who is the cause of producer of the vision of the Harihi, Punyaha. Then what is it Punyaha? Either it has to be Hetu or be a Karanam. But Punyaha is Nirvyaparavan, therefore it is Hetu Tritiya. Here Kriya which is given, it is Darshana Kriyayaha Janakaha Punyaha. Connect like that. Darshana Kriyayaha Janakaha Punyaha. That is what in the beginning we say. That is Kriya, Guna Kriya, Dravya Guna Kriya Janakatve Sati. Dravya Guna Kriya Janakatva. So Darshana Kriyayaha, that is Drish, seeing. So Darshana Kriyayaha Janakatvam is Punyaha. Darshana Kriyayaha Janakatvam Punyaha, and Punyaha Nirvyaparavan. Therefore, it is Hetu Tritiya. Similarly, Dayaya Arihi Jitaha. Jitaha is the conquered. Okay. So Jaya Kriya. Jaya for that. Jaya is victory. It is not a Kriya, it is Guna. Okay, you have to take it as a Guna. So Guna Kriya, Gunasya Janakatvam Daya. So Daya is Nirvyapara. Daya is Nirvyaparavata, therefore it is Hetu Tritiya. Similarly, yuddhena harihi jitaha. Yuddhena harihi jitaha. This is overlapping. Yuddha, you can take the Yuddha to be sub-vyaparavan. So therefore it could be Karanam also. But I have taken here as the example you have given here to it could be Karanam also. Yuddhena harihi jitaha. Tena aparadena dandyaha asi. By that aparada, tena aparadena, you deserve punishment. Tum dandyaha asi. Tena aparadena. Tena aparadena, that you are punishable for that offense. So, therefore it is Karanam Haryetu. Meaning itself is very clear. Tena aparadena dandyaha asi. What is the hetu for you being a dandya? So, you are dandyaha, for that the cause is, the hetu is aparada. So, so the here, dandyaha, we cannot compare with any example. The cause of punishment is aparada. So it is just karanat hetu tritiya. Dravya guna kriya janakatve sati. So we have to take this to be a dandyaha.
Guna.
Is it gunaha or
Fit for
dravya?
punishment. Fit for punishment.
Fit for punishment. So gunaha you take. So guna kriya janakatvam. For that, the cause is aparada. So therefore, aparada is nirvyapara. What? Therefore, that will take that if you fit in with the definition, you have to present like that. That's why you can remember the one stock example of Karana. Karana is
It can be kriya also, Naji. Aparadena. It
that's
can
what
be
I'm saying. Aparada is mistake. Right? Aparada is a mistake. So
he has done the mistake. Kriya has done.
no, that's what it's. We are taking the our interpretation. We interpret and then what happens? The grammatically we have to analyze the word, not the aparada means mistake. Mistake means action, not like that. So banena hanti stock example is banena hanti, right?
Yes.
There hanti is ananakriya. An is ananakriya. Ananakriya produced by what?
Bana.
Banaha is the ananakriya. Bana produces the ananakriya. Bana is, it involves in the operation. It is a vyaparavat. Vyaparahasya astiti vyaparavat vyaparavan, right? Therefore, it is karane tritiya. Do we say it is a hetu tritiya? Banena hanti. Banena could be the hetu, some other place, some other context. But banena hanti is, it is a bana which has got vyapara, which kills a person. So anana kriyayaha janakaha banaha vyaparavan. You cannot do like the dandyaha, which is, we take it as it is gunaha, and this which is produced, which is caused. Guna kriyayaha, sorry, not kriya. Gunasya janakatvam is the dandyaha. What is the janaka? Which that's aparada. So aparada is that which is a cause, which produces this. So therefore aparada has to be, unlike a karana, it is not involved in the operation directly. Therefore, nirvyaparavan. Therefore, it is etotratiya. Or take the other definition, phala sadhana yogya padarthaha yaha loke saha hetuhu. Phala sadhana means this is a phalam. Dandyaha is the result. For that, phala sadhana yogyaha padarthaha is aparadha. Because of aparadha, that is what we loosely translate. Due to aparadha, it becomes is dandyaha. Okay, so it's I have to think. This is Setu and Karna is always a debate subject to discussion, debatable. Depends on how you see. We go by stock exam. Here, Dandena Gataha is given. Dandena Gataha. That's okay. Dandena Gataha is, of course, it is Eto Tritiya only. Only thing is, Danda is Savyaparavan. It is involved in the operation. Gataha is Dravya. So Gatasya Janakaha, Dandaha, and Dandaha is Savyaparavan. Therefore, it is Tritiya. Kanyaya Shokaha, stock example. Shokaha. So Shokasya Janakaha is Kanya. And Kanya is Savyaparavan and Nirvyaparavan. Nirvyaparavan. Nirvyaparavan Vrittivaktvam. Therefore, it is Hetu. It cannot be Karana. Vidyaya Yashaha. Yashasya Janakaha. Yashasya Janakaha will become, what is she? Cannot say Janakaha. Shrilinga would be. Shrilinga would be.
Janakaha. Janani.
No, not Janaka. It is Nul Pratyaya that A before Ka will be replaced by E, but Janika will not be. Anyway. Janani is different. Okay, we can say Janani. Fine. I have to find out what is the. We have Shikshaka, Shikshika, Adhyapaka, Adhyapika, and like that we have Nul Pratyaya that replaced by Aka, that A before Ka is replaced by E. It's a rule. But here Janaka is from Janda to Jan plus Nul. It will not become Janika. Janika is there. I'm not sure whether the word Janika is there. Or Janani we can simply use. We can check whether the word Janika is there. Is there, I think. This seems to be there in the dictionary. That's great. Janika. Janakaha, Janika. It is by the Sutram. Kat Pratyat, something Lopaha, Sutram is 7-4. We saw that Pratyasta, this one, 7-3, 44. Pratyasta, Kat Purvasya, Ataha, It, Api, Asupaha. Pratyasta, Kat. In the Pratya, the Kakara is there. Kakarasya Purvasya, Ataha Stane, that Akara is replaced by E. Except Asupi, Asupaha, iti Ap, Asupaha, Api, Asupaha. The example.
Say Jani Kartu.
Yeah, Jani Kartu is okay. That's different. Janika is there.
No, that word is the Jani.
Yeah, Jani is there. Jan plus. So we have the examples. Mundika, Mundaka, Karaka, Karika, Haraka, Harika, all this. Similarly,
Is the Janika is there?
Janika is there. So we can say
Jayate Vamshaha Yasyam iti Janihi.
Janika. So Nul Pratyaya. So Yashasya Janika Vidya. And Vidya is nirvyaparavat. Therefore, Vidyaya Yashaha is Ketu. Confusion could be here. See, here we are not confused. Kanya cannot be Vyaparavat. She is not the one who produces Ashoka all the time. But we say Kanya Ashoka. Nirvyaparavat. Vidya is also Nirvyaparavat. In contrast to Bhanena Hanti. In Bhanena Hanti, the Hanana Kriya is created, is produced by Bhana. The Bhana which is involved in the action directly, which is the Kriya Janakaha is Bhanaha and Vyaparavan, Bhanaha. Similarly, other stock example you see, which is there in the file which I sent. Padabhyam Chalati. Charana Kriyayaha Janakaha Pada. And Pada is Vyaparavan. So therefore it is Karana Tritiya. Padabhyam Chalati. It is Karana, not Eto Tritiya. So only Balakaha Kandukena Kridati. So Kridana Kriya, Kandukena Kridati. The Kridati, it is Kriya Janakatvam
Dravyam.
Kanduke asti. So Kanduka is Vyaparavan, which is involved in the Kriya directly. Therefore, these are Karane Tritya. In contrast to Kanyaya Shokaha, Vidyaya Yashaha, Tena Aparadena Dandyaha, all these things, then you can see it cannot be he Karana, it has to be Hetu. Putrena Harshaha, Arshana, Harsha is also a, you can say it is a Dravya Guna Kriya. It's a Kriya Santoshaha, the full Kriya. So Kriya Janakatvam, Kriya Janakatvam Kutra Vartate Putre. So Putra is the Kriya Janakaha, Asya Kriya Janakaha, and Vyaparavantar Nivyaparavan. It is Nivyaparavat. Therefore, Putra is Hetu. You have to take like that. Kopa and Raktamakam stock example. Kopa, don't take it as a, you can say this is a Kriya, not Kriya. Kopa is the anger. It doesn't express in any physical action. Similarly, Putra is also doesn't express in physical action. It is produced on the Vidya is also not physically. But when there is physical action involved, perceivable, perceptible, then it is Karana we say. Kamena Kodaha, Kama Tritiya, Buddhya Muktaha, Tritiya. Karmana na mokshaha. Mokshaha, mokshasya kriya janakatva. Moksha is dravya guna kriya. So we can take moksha is, it's an action or a guna or dravya. You have to categorize into any one of them. There's another problem how to categorize it.
Nirvyapara.
It is not, karma is not involved in, it's a nirvyapara. So therefore it is, karma is, here it is hetu. Karma cannot be the vivaksha is, karma is not the hetu for moksha. But the same example can be in, as karana also can be said. Jnanena yeva mokshaha is, jnanam is the karanam. There it is. Jnanena yeva mokshaha. Karmana mokshaha. Karma cannot be the karanam. So there's some overlapping will be there. So therefore, and another karana we are given on definition, remember. Kriya siddho prakrishta upakarakam, that is karanam. Kriya siddho prakrishta upakarakam. So therefore, karma can be karanam also. The context it is possible. Sometimes I say karana, sometimes we say it is hetu. Depends on the context. Kriya siddho prakrishta upakarakam is karanam. In fact, that is what the definition is given. The Siddhanta Kumarya in our file, it is there. You can see. One is definition of karanam is kriya matra janakatve sati. Other one is kriya siddho prakrishta upakarakam karanam. Okay. These are all this karana and hetu subject to debate. So leave that up. Whatever we have seen the example, we see the example, we'll try to understand. Hetu. So hetu tritiya, vibhakti vallari. Hetu, I'm not sure whether it is there. Yes, it is here. Yaga Shabdaha. We'll see this. Yaga Shabdaha Karanavachaka. Yes, it's not distinguishing. Karanam or Hetu. Hetu is also, it's not Karan. Karanam and Hetu, of course, is synonymous. It's not Karanam, Shamita. It is Karana. Yaga Shabdaha Karanavachaka, Hetu Vachaka, Bhavati Tasya Tritiya. Mama Agamanena Saha Santushtaha Bhavati. Santushtaha. Saha Santushtaha is happy by my coming. So Agamanena, it is Karanam or Hetu. Think
Hetu.
logically with understand. It has to be Hetu. Right? Nama Agamanena, because of my coming, due to my coming, Saha Santushtaha. So Hetu is common to Dravya, Guna, and Kriya. Means one can be Hetu for a Dravya or Guna or Kriya. And it is having both Vyapara, activity, and Nirvyapara. This is Hetu. Whereas Karana is associated only with Kriya. So one can be Karana only to a Kriya. So and it is Vyapara. You remember this and try to see the example. If Karana doesn't fit, it has to be Hetu. Simple logic. So since Karanatvam is associated only with Kriya, Karanatvam is associated only with Kriya. That is, one can be Karanam only to the Kriya only. And it is Sabhyapara. So now here, you compare with Dandena Gataha. Dandena Gataha is Danda. Danda is the Hetu. Hetu for the Dravya Gata. Is it like that here? It is not like that here. So therefore it cannot be Hetu. Sorry, it cannot be Karana. It has to be Hetu. It is Dandena Gataha. Dandena Gataha. It is like Dandena Gataha. Dandena Gataha is Hetu. It is like Dandena Gataha. Dandena Gataha, that example is Danda is a Hetu, the cause for the Gata. The example is Dravya.
Dravya.
Example is Dravya. So Dandena
Here
Gataha.
Kriya
Here it is Kriya.
Agam.
Therefore it is like Hetu. Therefore it is then Agamane Masantushtaha is Hetu Tritiya. So we have to remove the Karana. Karana example, Bhanena Hanti. Is it like that? No. Bhana is involved in the Kriya, in accomplishing the Kriya directly. It's there in the Vyapara. But here it is not. It is Santushtaha is Santosha is a guna. So guna that Bhava Janakaha is Agamanam. And Agamanam is Savyaparavan. It doesn't fit in the Karana. That's we Hetu. Therefore, Agamanam is Hetu Vachaka, therefore it is Tritiya. Hetu Tritiya. Similarly, other things. So Santushtaha, Santoshaha. Santoshaha is Gunaha. So Guna Janakatvam. Guna Janakatvam is Agamanam. So Agamanasya Gunasya Janakaha Kaha. Santoshaha. Right? Santushtasya Santushtah, the one who is happy. Santoshaha. Santoshasya janakah kaha agamanam. And agamanam is coming. It is sav vyaparavan. Therefore, it is eturu. I'm trying to explain in keeping with our definition. Or you can say palasadana yogya padarthaha. Either that. Palasadana yogya padarthaha. Pala is santoshaha. For that yogya padarthaha is agamanam. Tena santushtaha. Okay, very fine line is there between karana and hetu. Anyway, if you are not able to distinguish, very difficult. You can say anything, but then we'll see the context and then in this context, it is it has to be hetu. Because karanam, it doesn't fit. Karanam is there must have some instrument, and the instrument must be involved in the action. So it is directly involved. The kriya is there. So kriya is physical kriya, physical action. That's why Bana Hanti, the stock exam. The Hanana kriya where Bana is involved. So Bana Hanti. So therefore it is Tranitra kriya. Here it is not. So next one. Yesha Varta Kopaha Pravriddha. Kopaha Pravriddha. It is Guna.
Etaya. Okay.
Yetaya
Vartaya.
Vartaya.
Vartaya Kopaha Pravriddha. Yetaya Vartaya Tritiya.
Vartaya.
Vartaya, yes. So it is Karmani Prayoga. Etaya Vartaya Kopaha Pravriddha. So Kopaha Pravriddha is Guna. Sorry, Kriya. Pravriddha, increased. Kriya. Kopaha is Guna. So Kopa Pravriddhi, you can take Kopa Pravriddhi. Guna, you can take. It's okay. Guna, therefore, Tasya Janakaha Varta. And Varta is unlike Baninahanti. It is not involved physically in the action. Therefore, it is not Karana, it is Hetu Tritiya. So, Karanam is involved in the action physically, physical action. You make that distinction, then it will be proper. Okay. Etadrisham chintanam manaha kalushitam. Manaha kalushitam is it spoils the mind. Manaha kalushitam bhavati. Manaha kalushitam bhavati is what is sentence? It is subjective complement. Manaha kalushitam bhavati, you have to say. Manaha kalushitam is Manaha is Pratama Vibhakti Ekavacham, not Manasaha kalushitam. Manaha kalushitam bhavati. Mind becomes polluted. Manaha kalushitam bhavati. Manaha napumsakalinga kalushitam, therefore napumsakalinga Pratama Ekavacham. They are subjective complement. Etadrisham chintanam.
Etadrishena chintanena.
Etadrishena chintanena. Is there any physical action involved in that? Physical action. It's a mental action. That's also not considered to be a kriya in the context of hetu. So therefore, manakalushanam, if you take that to be a guna, and tasya janakaha is chintanam, which is nirvyaparavat, therefore it is eto tritiya. Etadrishena chintanena manakalushitam bhavati. Avivekaha magati vipat. But dangerous, huh?
Avivekena.
Vivekena.
Mahati vipat bhavati.
Mahati vipat.
So here Bhagati Vipat, dangerous. Guna if you take. So Vyapara, Guna, sorry, no Vyapara. Guna, the Janakaha is Avivekaha. Avivekaha is Nirvyapara. Therefore it has to be Hetu Tatiya. Avivekena Bhagavati Vipat. Again I'm saying Avivekena Bhagavati Vipat. In the context, it may enjoy some Karanam also, depending on the interpretation, the context. We are taking generally, applying the definition just like that, because definition is that just match with the definition. Otherwise, what's the purpose of defining the vritti, etutvam and karanatvam, that vritti? So fitting into the vritti, we try to substantiate hetutvam for all these examples. But in the context, we have to analyze. Dhavanam marge patitaha.
Dhavanena
Dhavan.
Marge patita.
Dhavanam is bhave. So it is, even though it is kriya is there, but it is nirvyaparatam dhavanena.
Nirvya.
Okay. When you say, see, understand the difference. Banena hanti. Bana is the instrument, right? It is used in killing the person. It is a physical instrument involved in the action. But Dhavanam is not like that. Therefore, how can it be Karana? So Dhavanena, because of running, Marge Patitaha. Patitaha Kriya. So the Kriya Janakaha is Kriya Janakatvam. Dhavanam has Kriya Janakatvam. And that is Nirvyapara, therefore, Etutvam, therefore Tritiya, Eto Tritiya. Devanugraha apayah na jataha.
Devanugruhena
apayah na
na
jata.
jata.
Same thing, Eto Tritiya. Devanugraha, is it Vyapara? No. Nirvyaparavatvam. Apayah na jataha. Jataha Kriya Janakatvam. Kriya is absence of that Kriya. Apayah. So Devanugraha Nirvyaparatam, therefore Etutvam, therefore Tritiya. Katanam. Na kimapi prayojanam.
Kathanena.
Tanena na kimapi.
किमपि प्रयोजनं
Katanam is Baba Vachaka. Therefore it is,
निर्व्यापार
Nirvyapara.
for Karana, we can give some other example. Like all should be the instruments, physical instruments. Bana, Kartari, something like that. I'm not sure whether he has given separately example for Karana. Maybe we'll see after reading this. Karana separately. Yeah, it is there. It's given. Yes, next one is given. Let's see that. Agamanam sarve tushnim sitavantaha.
Agamanena
Sarve tushni.
तूष्णीं स्थितवन्तः
You can see all these are Bhavavachaka Shabda. They're all abstract nouns. Varta is also abstract noun. Shailinga word. Chintanam, Napumsakalinga. Avivekaha, abstract noun. Vichda to Bethlas Gai Pratyaya. Dhavanam, Lyut. Devanugraha. All these are Akartarijakarake Sanyayam, by that Gai Pratyaya. Gai I'm just saying Utsarga. There are Apavada. Okay. We have other Pratyas, up and etc. So Katanam Lyut also is another Pratyaya. Bhave Lyut. All these are Bhavavachaka. So Bhavavachaka is denote, it's abstract noun. So doesn't refer to a physical, an object or a thing. It is a Bhavavachaka. So therefore all these are Hetu. In this year it is Hetu. Anarogyam Krishaha. Krishaha is lean. He has become emaciated due to illness. Anarogyena Krishaha. Shiro Vedana Karyalayam na gataha.
कार्यं न गतं
Vedana, it is also Lyut plus Ta. Bhavavachaka. Agnisparshaha, Bhavavachaka.
Nisparshena.
Nispashena hastaha.
Astaha Dagdaha. So Bhavavachaka Shabda. All these are Bhavavachaka, therefore Nirvyapara, Patvam, Etutvam, therefore Tritiya. Prayana Same, Yet Vahanam Upayujyate, that Prayana Sadhanam. So Sadhanam, Kriya, Prakishta Upakarakam. That is Karanam and Sadhanam, same meaning. Prayana Karanam, Prayana Sadhanam. Ataha Tritya Vakti Bhavati. So he is giving that one, and further he says, I think Itidanam Diyate Tritya Vakti. This is Tena Kritam, this is not the one. Okay, all these are other. Itidanam Diyate Tasya Tritya Vakti Bhavati. And that, but next sutra. So here प्रयाण साधनम सह द्विचक्रिकया विद्यालयं गच्छति. So let's try to analyze that statement of definition of karana. Karana is kriya janakatve sati. Savyapara vrittivat. Tat karanatvam. Here kriya janakam is gamana kriya.
गमनक्रिया.
That is a kriya. For that, clearly here we have a physical object is there. Vanena hanti, the stock example with that it compare. So gamana kriyayaha janaka janika dvichakrika, and dvichakrika is sab vyapara vyaparavati. Therefore dvichakrikaya karane tritiya. Can be hetu. Again I'm saying hetu in the context may be possible in some context. Here it is, take it as karane. द्विचक्रिकया विद्यालयं गच्छति. अतः सूचितानां त्रयाणां शब्दानां साहाय्येन वाक्यानि रचयत. रामः कारयानं मैसूरुनगरम्. गमनक्रियायाः जनकः कः? कारयानं. व्यापारवान् असव्यापारवान्, which is involved in the action or not? Yes. Therefore karanatvam. Therefore karanatvam, therefore tritiya. Ramah karyanena Mysuru nagaram gacchati. The next one, Sita dvichakrika griham
चक्रिकया
gacchati.
द्विचक्रिकया गृहम्.
सीता द्विचक्रिकया गृहम्.
Griham
गच्छति.
gacchati. Next one, Chinmayah bike-yanam karyalayah.
यानेन
वैज्ञानिक
कार्यालयं
गच्छति.
गच्छति.
Then we use Panchami. Not here. That is not, this is not for Karana. Here we cannot use. Because this is Karana. In the case of Etu, the previous one. Vibhasha gune astriyam. Right? Vibhasha gune astriyam. Then Panchami is possible. The word should not be a Strilinga. And gune, when guna is referred to, then Panchami can be used. Avivekat, you can say here. Avivekat, Magati, Vipatu, you can say. Devanugrahat apayaha na jataha. You can say Devanugraha, right?
Yes.
Bhavataha agamanat sarve tushnim sitavantaha. You can say. So all these are possible. If it is Vibhasha gune optionally, Vibhasha gune astriyam. But the word should not be striyam. That's important. Strilinga should not be there. Right? Stock example in our file it is there. I think Buddhya, something an example I have given.
Medaya Buddhya.
Yes. Number is, what is the number?
87.
There cannot, Panchami cannot come. Because Astriyam is there in the Sutra. 57. Jadyena Baddaha. So a noun expressing a guna. Jadyam is guna. Can be a can be the hetu of an action or whatever, a phenomenon. And if it is not a feminine gender, Jadya is Napumsakalinga. Therefore, Jadyena or Jadya. Pandityam and Panditya. Counter example, when guna is said to be hetu, the guna, the word denoting guna may be used in Panchami, provided if it is not Shrilinga. So for all the examples which we saw before, that guna, firstly it has to be guna. If guna is a hetu, then Panchami can be used, provided if it is not Shrilinga. So therefore, here guna is there. Avivekaha is guna. Devanugraha, you can take Devanugraha also as guna. So dhavanam, dhavanena, maybe loosely in the language where maybe use dhavanena is better because it is a kriya. Chintanam
Kriya.
also kriya. Varta,
Wow.
dravya, guna, kriya we can do. And it is strilinga also.
Mm.
So if it is guna, then it is Panchami is possible. Other than guna, it won't be. So this is Dhavanam and Chintanam that we don't recommend Panchami. Chintanena is better. Varta is, we can take it that via Varta is,
Three.
Varta is it Kriya? Dravya, Guna and Kriya. It is not Kriya. It is not a Dravyam. Dravya to be Guna. Okay, whatever it is. I don't know. I also how to differentiate this. This stuff. But anyway, it is reading. The Panchami is, you can rule out. Katanam Kriya, Agamanam Kriya, Anarogyam, get Anarogyam. Anarogyam is Arogyam, Na Arogyam, Anarogyam.
Guna.
Dravya Guna Kriya.
Guna.
Anarogyat, you can say. Shiva Vedana,
Vedana is strilinga.
Vedana is Srilinga.
it is Vedana, but yeah, it's Strilinga. Therefore, Astriyam. Agnisparshaha, it is not Guna, it is Kriya. Therefore, Agnisparshat, no. Agnisparshena, Astaha. But the language, we may be seeing such things, the usage. Whether it may be because of mistake, we don't know. But according to the rules, if it is Guna, then only Hetu. First, we have to define whether it is Guna or not in the context. That itself is a big challenge. Huh? How do you classify Dravya? It is not Dravya. It is not Kriya. Therefore, putting as Guna. And it is Guna and it is Strilinga, therefore ruled out. So like that, we have to dismiss the usage of Panchami for that. If it is fits in, then Guna and Astriya, optionally Panchami can be used. So here, for example is Vivekaha. That is a good example. Avivekat. Avivekat Magati. Vipatu. Kamena Krodaha, for example. Even in Gita it is used. Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangat Teshu Pajayate. Sangat Teshu Pajayate. Sangat Sanjayate Kamaha. So, Sangat Kamaha Sanjayate. Sangat what? Panchami is that. Anyway, that Panchami, Sangat, what Panchami? We have seen that. The Panchami is, we can call it as Heto Panchami there. Sangat Kamaha Jayate. Kama is born, then Kama Krodaha. Sangat Kamaha Jayate. Sanga is, it is the Hetu. If you take it as a Hetu, Hetu Panchami, and it is, Sanga is, so we take it as a Guna, and it is not Srilinga Shabda, therefore Panchami. That is one way of taking that. It's a Hetu Panchami, Sangat, or it can be looked upon as it is Sangat Kamaha, that which is born out of that, that Apadane Panchami. In fact, some Acharya take that to be Apadane Panchami. Sangat Kamaha Jayate. Kama is born from that. Born from that English translation. Yes. In Dhruvampaya Apadanam, we have the Sutram. What Sutram? Jani Kartuhu Prakritihi. Right? That by that, Panchami. Not Dhruvampaya Apadanam. Jani Kartuhu Prakritihi.
Prakriti.
Sangat. Yeah. Jani or bhuva prabhavaha, not bhuva prabhavaha. Bhuva prabhavaha is, you can take bhuva prabhavaha also, bhuva prabhavaha. Janika to the prakriti is kamat krodaha abhijayate. Kama is converted into kroda. Janika to the prakriti. Okay. Anyway, Acharya and the now commentary to that, they interpret it differently. Okay, that is anyway, that example that Panchami is just to show what Panchami is that. It is there in the Gita. Anyway, coming back here. So, Etau Panchami is optional, but not in this case where it is very clear. It is Karanam which is involved in the action. So, Janaha Lokayanena, that's what Lokayanena, Girgam, Gachanti. Vayam Sukayam. Sukayam is bus. Bus is Sukam or not, we don't know, but Sukayam is bus. Vatayam. Sukayanena Gramam Gacchamaha. Can we say Vayam Sukayanat Gramam Gacchamaha? Yes or no? If we say Sukayanat, you cannot do that by Apadana. You cannot do by Karaka Panchami. Vayam Sukayanat Gramam Gacchamaha. Sukayanat did not fit in any of the Panchami in the Karaka. Cannot be Apadana Panchami, like Dhurumapaya Apadanam, no. Then all other sutra in that will not fit. Then it has to be Hetu. But you have to see whether it will fit in the Hetu. It will fit in the Hetu, yes or no? Vibhasha Gune Astriyam. It is not a Srilinga. But it is a Guna. No, it is not a Guna. Therefore, you cannot use Panchami. You cannot use Vayam Sukayanena Gramam Gacchamaha. Is proper. But in spoken language, we do all these mistakes possible. But strictly speaking, as per the rule, Sukayanena only we have to say, because this is not a Guna. It is a Sukayanam is a Dravya. Sutra says Vibhasha Gune Astriya. Only when it is a Guna, then only it is a Guna is attribute. So we have to see whether the word is attribute or not. So, Varta in the example, it's difficult to say what is that Varta is. So Varta is, we have to take it as a Dravya. Okay. You take the Dravya, then cannot be Eto Panchami. Sukayanam is Dravya. Therefore, Eto Panchami not possible. Panchami we cannot use. Of course, by Apadana it is ruled out. By Eto also it is ruled out. So therefore, Sukayanena. Now Sukayanena is a Karanahar Etu. It is involved in the doing action. It is Savyaparavan. It is
Physical,
Sorry?
Physical
Action. Kriya Siddha Prakrishtopakaragam Sukayanam. Therefore, it has to be, you have to justify why it is Tritiya. Suppose when it is asked, you have to justify what justification you give. You have to justify it is not, cannot be Panchami. Either in terms of Karaka or in terms of this Vibhakti. It is Vibhakti is 2-3. It is not Panchami. It has to be Tritiya. It has to be Tritiya. What Tritiya? Hetu or Karana. That also. You have to, like that, each sentence, if we do elaborate it, it's a big exercise. A lot of discussions will be there. That's up to individual. We have to work on that individually. The context, that is why, suppose we don't know what it is in the context. We refer to the Bhashyam. What Bhashyakara says, how he looks upon. Because here, as a Tatparya, so therefore, we will go by what he says. But these are all Laukika Vakya. Therefore, we cannot say whatever I said is not final. You can interpret in your way. That is also context based, all purely context based. Okay. So I took it as particular in this context, particular context, and I say. So Prayanikaha Vimanam Videshaha. Prayanikaha
Vimanena.
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 All these are instrument. That is why we say instrumental case, Tritiya. You see all the examples are that. Baikayanam, Lokayanam, Jichakrika, all these are Karana. Therefore, it's all Karani Tritiya. Arakshakaha, Jeepyanam, Kola Halastalam. Kola Halastalam. Kola Halastalam.
Kolahala sthalam.
Oh, Stalam. Okay.
Place.
Stalam is a place. Yeah.
Mm.
Kolahalam, Stalam. Kolahalasya Stalam. Place. Stanam. Okay. Arakshakaha Jeepyanena.
Vimanena.
Ete Matadorian. Oh, that vehicle name. Tirupatihi Gachantaha. Ete, we take it as Pullinga Bhagavachan, therefore Gachanti.
Gachanti.
Graminaha Nauka Taranti.
Naukayat.
Naukaya. Bhaktaha Relayanam Mathura.
Relyanena Mathuram Gachanti.
Raja Rataha Mandiram.
Raja Rathena Mandiram.
So all these are Karana.
Karana.
Therefore it is Karanit Tritiya. By Sutra?
Adakatamam Karanam.
Sadhakatamam Karanam. That is Karana Karaka. And Prakrishtopakarakam Kriya Siddho Karana Karaka. Tritiya by Kartrakarani.
Kartrikarane Tritiya.
Kartrakarani was Tritiya. Eto Tritiya has got no connection with the Karaka section because there is no definition of Eto. As Karaka. Only Karana is Karakam. Eto is not a Karaka. It is, that's why it is Upapada Vibhakti. Eto Panchami. Eto Tritiya. Okay, let us see what the website says about Eto. Eto is Palasadana Yogyaha Padarthaha Loke. See, each commentator gives Siddhanta Kaumadikara giving different. Dravyadi Sadharanam Nirvyapara Sadharanam Cha Hetutvam. Karanatvam tu Kriyamatra Vishayam Vyaparaniyatam. This is Siddhanta Kaumad. And further, Rauda Manorama. That is also by Bhattaji Dikshita. Same thing you would say. Dravyadi Vishayaha Etuhu. Karanam Niyata Kriyam. Niyata Kriya, the action is involved. It simply says Niyata Kriyam. Karana, which is employed in the action. Therefore, Karana is involved in the action. That is why in all the examples what we saw, this Karanam. Dravyadi Vishayaha, that becomes Etuhu. Simple. So this is Prodhamanarama. Whereas Kashika says, Pala sadhana yogya padarthaha loke yaha vartate tasya etuhu etuttam asti iti uchate. Tadvachinaha tritiya bhakti. Dhanena kulam kanya shokaha vidya yashaha. Here, where is action? Action is there. There is no action. All these are examples for nirvyapara vartate. But that alone is not hetu. Kashika is a definition, it's a partial only. So, Dhanena Kulam, Dhanena Kanyaya Shokaha Vidya Yashaha. What about Dandena? Okay, Dandena Kataha also is there, fine. That is Savyapara. Dandena Kataha is Savyapara. Yes, that is not here. Whereas Siddhanta Kaumadi covers both. That's why we take both. Dandena Kataha, Siddhanta Kaumadikara gives this example. Dandena Kataha for Hetu. Punyena Drashtaharihi for Hetu. Palamapiha Hetuhu. Palamapiha Hetuhu. Palamapiha Hetuhu only for Punyena Drashtaha. The example for that. Palam is Ari Darshanam. That is a Hetu. For that Hetu is Punya. अध्ययेन वसति, another example. Sorry, eto example. Right. I think we'll stop here. Sapi Saptami will do next class. Okay. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Dhanyawadah.
धन्यवादः जी.
धन्यवाद ईश्वर जी.
धन्यवाद
धन्यवाद.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಶರಣ್ಜಿ.
धन्यवाद.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಜಿ.